Welcome back to the Aldo Sweet Road to the Show here on MLB The Show 16. This is episode 5, and we're hopping straight into a game against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. As Aldo is going to take this one to deep right field, that's going to be off the right field wall. Aldo's going to take that one into second base, sliding. He's got himself a double. So Aldo finally picking up some extra base hits there. As now we'll move things on later in the ball game as we are now in the field. Aldo's going to backhand this one, and from the gap, has a strong enough arm to get it right to the first baseman, retires the runner. Great play there by Aldo. That was all that happened in that game as we end up losing 3-2, but we go 1 for 4 on the day with a double and a run. So now we move things over to the next game. It's top half of the second. We have to charge this one. Sweet fires, and a nice catch there by the first baseman as we retire the runner. Later on, we're coming up in the bottom half of the second. It's still tied 2-2. We're at the plate, nobody on, 1 out, 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be taken right up the gut for a single. Aldo Sweet connects on that one. He's on first base. So skip things over to the later on in the game. Top half of the third, correction. A little bit of showtime action despite us not being able to use the showtime, and that's going to be a line drive right at us. So Sweet puts that one away. So 3-2 Columbus lead here in the bottom half of the 4th. 3-1 count, 1 out, nobody on. Here comes the pitch, and Sweet's taking that one past the diving glove of the second baseman. So he's got himself another single in his career. Picks up a decent amount of training points on that one. Later on, we're in the field, runners on first and second. Flip to us, that's a 4-6-3 double play. Nice turn there, tailor-made by Aldo Sweet. So now later on in the game, I believe that's top half of the 8th, 6th maybe? I can't see. And we fire that one across the infield as we retire the runner. Aldo's arm strength is starting to improve so he can really gun down runners from pretty deep in the hole. So we're down 7-3 here. I believe that's the 9th inning. Full count, 1 out, and we're taking that one over the head of the second baseman. That's going to be in the gap, but they cut it off pretty quickly, so we only get a single. Aldo's on first base, but that's going to be all that happened in that game as the Clippers drop this game to the Iron Pigs by a score of 7-3. And now we move things on to the next game as our last 4 games really starting to pick things up here. When we started out this career, we really couldn't hit worth a shit. And now we're hitting .412 in our last 4 games, so we're really starting to turn things around on the hitting side of things with Aldo Sweet's career. As he hits this one right down the line, runner's going to score from second. The throw to the plate allows us to advance to second, despite it still being counted as a single. So we have a single and an RBI in our first at-bat. Now later on in the game, we're 1 for 2. Runners on second and third with 1 out, down 5-2 here, and we're doing some showtime. That's right down the gut, and we're taking that one out of here. Aldo Sweet like candy. That's going to be over the right field fence. 3 RBI home run. First career home run for Aldo Sweet. 383 feet over the right field fence. Solid a day for Aldo Sweet. We do lose the game by 2 runs, though. 7-5 to the Iron Pigs. And now we're going to add some attributes here into arm strength, speed, and stealing. And I move things on to the next game after our 4 RBI day. Got to capitalize on that. But we'll start things off in the field. Nobody out, nobody on. Ground ball to us. We charge it. Sweet comes up with it. Rips it across the infield. And retires the runner. So now right back at it again in the field. Another ground ball to us. We barely have to move. And just fired across. Nice scoop there by the first baseman. Throw at the tying run. So that's going to pretty much wrap things up for that game as, well, we didn't really do anything. Follow up the 4 RBI game with no hits. So, pretty disappointing in that game. But now we move on to the next game here against the Louisville Bats, down 4-1. I believe this is the top half of the 5th, full count. Nobody on, nobody out, and Aldo's taking that one into the right center field gap. He's going to try to take that one for 2, but decides at the last second it is not worth it to try to risk it. So he heads back to first base, and he's got himself a single. Up 7-4 here in the top half of the 6th, was that? Or 7th or 8th? I couldn't tell. But we range to our left, fire across the infield, retire the runner. Down by 1 here, 8-7. Another showtime opportunity. We're going to be diving to our right here as we're going to try to get this runner out. Nice diving play, fire across, scoop, but he's safe. he's able to beat out the throw, as I guess we don't have strong enough arm to get that type of throw, as we go 1 for 5 on that day. Move things into the next game, we're 7 for 20 in our last 5 games, as we're all tied up at 1 here in the bottom half of the second. 0-2 count as that plunks Aldo. He falls down to the ground. He's not very happy about that. Looks like he's ready to charge the mound in full 70s fashion. The first plate appearance was a hit, and now it's our second plate appearance in the third, I think it is, tied at 3. That's going to be taken into center field. You don't plunk Aldo and then get away with your next at bat, as he's taking that one into center field. It gets past the second baseman, and Aldo's going to make a pretty dumb decision there to try to go, not realizing the pitcher was backing it up, so Aldo is tagged out trying to stretch that. But he did get credit for the single, so here runner on the corners, 2 outs, 1-2 count. Another showtime opportunity as Aldo's taking that one past the first baseman into right field. Runner is going to score from third. That's an RBI, a ribby for Aldo Sweet. So he goes 2 for 3 on that day with a hit by pitch as well, 1 RBI, but we lose the game 7-5 to the Louisville Bats. So now in a game against the Indianapolis Indians, the AAA affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates, here in the top half of the 5th inning. Up 1-0, nobody on, nobody outs. 1-2 count is taken off the pitcher's ankle. Ricochets over to the second baseman, but Aldo's able to beat that one out using the little speed he has. We've been upgrading the speed, and it shows there as we're able to get an infield hit. So now, a 4-6 spin throw to first, 4-6-3 double play. On the nice spin throw there by Aldo Sweet, very nice play. So 1 for 2 on the day here as we come up for our our third time on the day, so top half of the 6th. 1 on, 1 out. Here comes the 1-1 count. Aldo's taking that one to deep right field. It's back. It's at the track. Back goes the right fielder, and it's over the right field fence. Aldo Sweet's second AAA home run, second career home run. 2 RBI, 370 feet. Nice day for Aldo Sweet so far. Now we're in the bottom half of the 9th, down by 1. Ground ball to Sweet. Ranges to his left. Picks it up, throws across the field, and retires the tying run. So we do lose this game, though, by a score of 4-3 to the Indianapolis Indians. Aldo goes 2 for 4 on the day with 2 runs, a home run, and 2 RBI. And now we're going to upgrade some stats into some speed, into some contact versus left-handed pitching, and now we're moving into another game against the Indianapolis Indians. Top half of the second, runner on first, 2 outs, 0-2 count on Sweet. Lefty on righty action as Sweet's taking this one into left field, but a nice diving play there by that guy. Round of applause for him. Sick play there in left field. And now with 1 out, nobody on, ground ball to Sweet, ranges to his left, gets down on 1 knee, stops it, throws across the field, and retires the runner. So now we come up later, top half of the 4th, runner on first, nobody out, full count on Aldo. Down 3-1 to the Indians. Here comes the pitch that's taken over the head of the second baseman into center field for a single. Runner's going to hold up at second base as Aldo picks himself up a single and moves the runner over to second. So now later on in the game, it's top half of the 6th. 2 outs in the inning, still down 3-1. This guy has thrown 113 pitches. We have a full count with 2 outs, and that's going to be ball 4. Throws a full count walk. Aldo will take his base gladly. Working on that OBP. Bottom half of the 8th now. Runner, nobody on, 1 out. Another showtime opportunity in the field. This time we're diving to our left. As he makes the diving stop, throws across his body from his butt, but he's not able to retire the runner as that guy beats it out. Nice hustle on his end, and also nice play on Aldo's end. 1 and 3 on the day. 1 hit, 3 at-bats. Also a walk. We lose 4-1 to the Indians, though. And now move things on to the next game, top half of the second, 1 out, nobody on, 0-1 count here to Aldo. As here comes the 0-1, Aldo's going to take that one up the gut into center field for a single. Throw into the cutoff man, as he's not able to do anything else with it. So Aldo's on first base, and now comes up later on in his second at-bat. He's already 1 for 1 on the day with a single. We're in the top half of the 4th, runner on first, 1 out, 2-1 count, here it comes. As that's going to be taken past the second baseman as he was playing close to second in hopes of getting the double play ball. But instead, I'm able to get the runner from first to third as he stretches it and avoids the tag on the slide. So now we're in the field, range to our left, spin throw from behind second base and retire the runner at first. Snazzy play there by Aldo Sweet. As we come up later on for the 4th time in the game, we're 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles, top half of the 8th, 2 outs, 1-0 count, here it comes. Aldo's taken the one past the third baseman as that animation has returned from MLB 15, the show, where the guy goes down to one knee and he's not able to catch it, even though it's clearly right there by his glove. So we're 3 for 4 on the day now. Come up later in the top half of the 10th. 1 out, nobody on, full count. Here comes the pitch. As that backs Aldo off the plate, it's ball 4. He'll take his walk, improving that OBP. But we do end up winning the game by a score of 4-3. Aldo goes 3 for 5 on the day. No runs though, no RBI either. Just 3 for 5. And then that's going to wrap things up here for this episode of the Aldo Sweet Road to the Show. This was episode 5. Aldo is currently sitting at 299 in AAA, hitting 299, 2 home runs, 11 RBI, 9 runs, and 107 at-bats. As that's going to be the end of this episode, I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.
He can play the honky-tonk like anything, saving it up Friday night with the Sultans, with a song